We are standing by for developments out of Tasmania.
So the Premier has just arrived here at Government House.
I've taken the decision to call an election.
This is a unique time in Tasmania's history to really give the Parliament a shake-up.
Don't ask me to explain Tasmanian politics.
And I know that she will make a great Premier of the great state of Tasmania.
Are we ready to go? Good to go? All right.
All right, very good.
Hi, how you going? This election was triggered because the Liberal Party found itself in minority, and so we found ourselves heading off to the polls much earlier than expected.
I see a lot of things that need to be fixed.
I put the driver off before Christmas.
People have got nowhere to live.
I'm probably never going to be able to afford a house.
Obviously, the costs of school lunches are going up.
Do I heat the house or food?
I get veterans that walk to the office and they're living a swag.
How are they going to feed their cattle and have they got any water?
I've had youths hurling bottles off the roof.
Labor would say the overarching theme of their policies are about the cost of living, whether that's money back in your hip pocket on your energy bill, whether that's a school lunch program at all primary schools so parents don't have to spend that money every day. They're the kind of things that Labor has geared everything around. On the Liberal side, they've matched lots of those policies. They've already got something in place to make it easier to buy a first home. They're also giving money back on the energy front.
This is where the meter box is.
We need a game changer for housing to bring back hope.
We'll change the ministerial charter to make sure that hydro works for us.
We're going to lift the limit so the sky's the limit.
A 50% stamp duty concession.
Cut the stamp duty in half.
We'll be providing those school lunches for free to their children.
We will allow renters to have their pets.
We'll also build 30 more childcare centres.
Education in every single school from years 9 to 12.
And where would you like me to go?
We're going to turbocharge it to 55.
Turbocharge the early education.
Turbocharge the construction.
We're going to supercharge the renewable energy dividend.
In terms of the big Liberal policy on the health housing front that got everyone talking, it's definitely their plan to, in principle, ban ambulance ramping, meaning that ambulance patients would have to be transferred over to hospital staff, freeing up paramedics within half an hour of arriving. So that's been a real talking point.
What do we want?
Safe patient care.
When do we want it?
Now.
We're going to be banning ramping.
Health has definitely been something that has been talked a lot about by both major parties.
A Labor government will invest in additional 88 paramedics by 2025.
87 new paramedics up front immediately.
Free health degrees to more nurses.
I suppose, like any long-term government, the Liberals found themselves with a little bit of trash to take out or issues to sort through. The first one was assuring voters that they weren't going to spend any more than the $375 million that taxpayers were already paying for the new waterfront stadium.
The $375 million will be invested and not 1 cent more.
This price tag on the stadium is unrealistic.
If there are cost overruns, then we will be looking to the private sector.
I've been really clear. We don't think that a taxpayer-funded stadium is the right priority for Tasmania.
All you'll get is a coalition of chaos and no AFL team.
Labor's pro-team but anti-stadium, and they'll try and renegotiate the deal with the AFL, which the AFL says it won't do. So there's real questions around what happens to an AFL team if Labor are to form majority government. There are also a couple of issues where the Liberals really tried to wedge Labor and differentiate the two major parties as well. One was a plan to unlock 40,000 hectares of native forest. The other was a crackdown on youth crime.
Young people are acting as crimfluencers.
A crackdown on crime never works. What works is addressing the causes of crime.
We'll take 40,000 of those hectares and make it available to Tasmanian sawmillers.
I think the industry knows that a lot of that land is not really going to be suitable for harvesting.
What this is going to do is open up that political football again and the forestry wars.
This is not wilderness, it's not parks.
Very happy to take this on.
They also sought to shore up voters in Sandy Bay and surrounds about the UTAS move.
How much notice did you have the night before?
To prevent the sale of the University of Tasmania unless it has the explicit approval of both Houses of Parliament.
So I've been trying to get the university to stop moving for 7 years.
Oh, it's a bit like Groundhog Day, seriously.
But all in all, the campaign probably hasn't been as combative as previous campaigns. There has been some moments of tension, some attack ads, but normally it's been pretty positive.
Well, great to be here. Wow, it's hot.
Oh, you'd like me to talk? Okay.
Who can be terribly, they're just very bad.
Is that live? Yes.
And what's your name? Jeremy. Yeah. A rainbow paddle pop.
Can I have a rainbow?
Are you okay with that? Keep going.
I did not see a cat question.
It's no, the housing's price. How's yours?
I'll wing it off the top of my head and see how we go.
Just give me a pause.
Should Tassie be a republic? Sorry, Australia be a republic, not Tasmania.
We should not be silent.
Clamping? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Or cramping.
Clamping. Woo! Let's start that all over again.
Looking forward to that. Fantastic.
It's pretty relentless. There's obviously lots of questions and answers that happen that you don't see on television or in the online stories, and they get asked over and over again for minute details about their policies. You can see by the end everyone's pretty tired.
You ready?
The last 20 days, 19 press conferences.
Yes. Who am I still looking at?
It is only the Greens who are campaigning hard to get rid of this Liberal government.
There's a clear gap here for people that think like me.
The Parliament now is very wide.
The Jackie Lambie network, it's such a mouthful.
We really don't know what will happen, but experts say it's unlikely that any party will be able to govern in their own right, so we'll have to wait and see what polling day delivers. What we do know is that there's likely to be more Greens, minor parties, independents, and it means that now more than ever there's questions for both Labor and the Liberal Party around how they'll govern, how they'll collaborate and work together and work on legislation going forward, because this is going to be the new reality of Tasmanian politics now, that collaboration is going to be required in a way that it hasn't been in elections past.